Okay, wow. That sound. That just instantly throws you right in, doesn't it? The roar, the metal. Yeah, quite the sonic welcome.
It really does. Sets the mood perfectly.
Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we are really getting into it, not just scratching the surface, but going deep into the huge world of Monster Hunter. And we're putting a big spotlight on its latest evolution, which is generating so much buzz. Monster Hunter Wilds.
It's actually kind of amazing to watch this franchise. It's already this massive global thing, right?
Yeah.
But it keeps finding ways to, redefine itself and change its whole relationship with the players, with the world it creates. It's fascinating.
Yeah, watching it evolve.
Absolutely. So for this deep dive, we've really pulled together a lot of material. We've got recent interviews with the director, Yuya Takuda, some historical stuff from Capcom themselves, the archives.
Oh, cool.
And some really detailed reviews. The goal here is to give you the full picture, show you what makes Wilds tick, why it feels so, groundbreaking.
Exactly. And our mission for you listening is to unpack some really core questions today. Like, how is Monster Hunter Wilds actually building on this legendary legacy? Is it just more of the same? Or is it genuinely forging something new?
Challenging the old ways.
Yeah, exactly. And what new challenges, what mysteries are waiting for us out there in this huge new world?
The Forbidden Lands.
The Forbidden Lands, yeah. And maybe the biggest question, what are the real stakes? Not just for us, the hunters, running around.
Right.
But for the ecosystems themselves, these complex, fragile worlds we're jumping into.
It's a living world they're promising.
Totally. We're looking way beyond just the game mechanics here.
Yeah.
We're talking narrative weight, shifting dynamics, maybe even some ethical stuff to chew on about your role in it all. It's going to be quite the expedition.
Definitely. Should be fascinating.
Okay, so before we actually, jump on our secrets and ride into these Forbidden Lands.
Yeah. Good idea.
Let's just take a second. We need to appreciate how huge Monster Hunter actually is. It's not just popular. It's like a cultural force.
It really is. You look at the numbers. Since that first PS2 game back in 2004, it's sold, over 8.5 million games? It's staggering.
And that number feels almost quaint now compared to World and Rise. But think about the foundation. I mean, Monster Hunter Portable 2nd G 2008. That wasn't just a hit.
Oh, Portable 2nd G was massive, especially in Japan.
Right. Over 3 million copies just in Japan. It was the best-selling game of that year, period, across all platforms.
Which is wild for a PSP game.
Wholly wild. And it became the best-selling PSP series globally for a game that, let's be honest, involves a lot of grinding.
Yeah, a lot of grinding. But that success, it really tells you something deeper, right? If you connect it to the bigger picture, it's about community. Shared challenge.
Okay, explain that. Why did it blow up like that, especially in Japan?
Well, it wasn't just the gameplay loop, though that's obviously addictive. It became more. It turned into the social hub.
Like literally,
Yeah.
people getting together.
Literally. It was more than a game. It was this reason to connect. You had these hunting parties, building real networks, bringing all sorts of different people together. Remember those hunting weekends?
Vaguely, yeah.
They'd get 5,000 hunters showing up in Tokyo. All crowded together, PSPs out, planning hunts, sharing tips.
Wow, that's real-world community building.
Exactly. Tangible connections. And that spilled over, it got into pop culture. Books, toys, manga, like Monster Hunter Origin. It was everywhere.
So that sense of community, tackling these huge monsters together, that's core DNA.
Absolutely foundational. And it builds this huge curiosity, right? How is Wilds going to take that feeling, that connection, and push it even further?
Yeah, how do you evolve that social core? Good question. Okay, so tracing that journey back, the blueprint for all this evolution, it really started way back. The original 2004 game, Freedom Unite on PSP, looking ahead to try on the Wii. These weren't just sequels. They were laying down the tracks right, building the complex systems, the gameplay DNA that kept growing.
Yeah.
What were some of those early key steps?
Yeah, those early games were absolutely crucial. They set the stage. The original Monster Hunter on PS2 gave us the core loop, right? Quest, track, hunt, gather, craft, repeat.
Pretty unforgiving back then, too.
Oh, definitely. Clunky, even, by today's standards. But it created that real sense of achievement. Then you get the PSP games, like Freedom Unite, and boom, massive jump in accessibility, especially for that social play in Japan we talked about.
And that's where things like the Felyne started coming in strong.
Exactly. The Felyne kitchen, getting your pre-hunt meal from those cats for stat boosts, that became such a beloved staple.
Can't hunt on an empty stomach.
Right. And the Flying Comrades, we mostly call them palicos now, but getting that first AI companion in portable 2nd G, that was huge.
For solo players, especially.
Absolutely pivotal for solo play. It gave you an ally in a game that was, really known for its multiplayer focus back then.
So the palicos weren't just cute sidekicks. They were a serious design choice.
A very deliberate one. It was an early sign of Capcom wanting to make the experience better for everyone, even if you weren't in a full hunting party. And that directly foreshadows what we see in Wilds, where solo play feels incredibly supported.
Okay, so beyond the Felynes, what else was evolving back then?
Well, think about the world itself. Those early games had segmented zones, right?
Yeah.
Loading screens between each area.
Yep, standard for the time.
Standard, yeah.
Yep.
But over time, Capcom kept tweaking things. Monster AI got smarter, more unpredictable. Weapons got deeper movesets. Even how you interacted with the environment became more complex.
And then World came along and just blew the doors off with seamless maps.
Exactly, that was a massive leap. And now Wilds is apparently pushing that seamless concept even further, understanding that whole journey, that constant refinement. It's not just nostalgia. It helps you appreciate how much thought goes into Wilds. It makes you curious, how are they going to refine things this time?
Okay, let's dive in. Let's actually go to the Forbidden Lands now. Monster Hunter Wilds takes us there, this enigmatic place. Descriptions say it's just teeming, untamed wilderness, ancient secrets, and obviously big, scary monsters.
Wouldn't be Monster Hunter without them.
But this is where the game seems to be really shaking things up. It's not just a new location. It's apparently a whole new way to experience the world.
And what's really fascinating here, based on what director Yu Takuda's been saying, is how the environment itself is. Well, it's not just pretty scenery, it's an active participant.
Active how?
They're talking about a truly seamless, open world, like groundbreaking, seamless. Picture this. You can go from scorching desert to thick jungle, up snowy peaks, through murky swamps, across forest hills. All of it. No loading screens. Zero.
Okay, that is a huge leap, even from World and Rise.
Monumental. It completely changes the feeling of immersion, the stakes. You're just in it. And that seamlessness, it just makes this incredible curiosity, doesn't it? Like, what's over that next ridge? What danger? What discovery?
And it's not just seamless travel. The world itself is alive, dynamic.
Exactly. They're emphasizing a dynamic weather system, time of day cycles. And these aren't just for show. They actually affect monster behavior profoundly.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, imagine a certain beast only comes out at night, under a full moon. Or maybe a desert monster burrows deep underground during a sandstorm.
So you, the hunter, have to constantly adapt your whole plan.
Constantly. Do you risk going out in that storm for a rare part? Or do you meticulously track the weather patterns to find that one specific creature? The tactical layer there is immense. Every choice feels loaded with suspense.
And this ties into that persistent world idea Takuda mentioned.
That's exactly it. He stressed that your actions as a player are designed to have real, lasting impacts on the ecosystem.
Lasting how? Like hunting too much of one thing.
Could be. Maybe you hunt too many herbivores. The predators that rely on them get more aggressive or move elsewhere. Or maybe plant life changes. It forces you to think ecologically. It really makes you consider the consequences. So you have to ask yourself, how deep do my actions ripple through this world? What unexpected effects might I trigger? It adds this weight, this tension to every hunt, makes you question the cost of your power.
That feels like a big shift. Moving away from just hunter versus monster, more towards humans as part of the ecosystem.
The game seems to be really exploring that, how the harshness and richness of nature, as they put it, are woven into the gameplay itself. It feels more thoughtful.
And there's that narrative angle too, right? That Wild shows things from the perspective of people who don't actually know what hunters are.
Yeah, which creates this really fascinating tension. How do they see you? This person running around killing giant creatures, are you a protector, a necessary evil? Or just another dangerous predator upsetting the balance?
Adds a whole moral dimension.
Completely. It builds curiosity about the dilemmas you'll face. Makes you think beyond just the hunt.
Speaking of the inhabitants, we have to talk about the Woodwoods.
Ah, yes, the wood.
Described as these scavengers living in the forest, clothes made from found stuff. Very intriguing. What's their deal?
Okay, get this. Here's the twist that really sparks curiosity. They are not enemies.
Wait, really? Not hostile.
Not at all. Apparently, you can communicate with them, you can even fight alongside them, you find them in villages, but also just out in the wild.
Okay, that's completely new for Monster Hunter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fighting with endemic life or local tribes.
Pretty much. It raises so many questions. What skills do they have? What knowledge of the Forbidden Lands do they possess? How does fighting alongside them change your tactics?
Yeah, does it change team dynamics beyond just hunters and palicos?
Exactly. It hints at a much deeper, more interconnected world, maybe ancient lore tied to them. It just builds huge anticipation for how they fit into everything. What secrets will they help you uncover?
All right, let's shift to the main event for a lot of people. The monsters. And right at the top, the flagship. Archvail. The White Wraith.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds ominous.
Right. Described as an albino wyvern with chain-like bits. And it absorbs life energy from apex predators.
Okay, that sounds like a major ecological threat right there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But here's where the tension really ramps up, driving that curiosity.
Oh, it's that.
They are intentionally hiding its classification. The game says it will be unveiled as we progress through the story.
Whoa. Okay, that is a hook. So, not your standard flying wyvern or fanged beast.
Could be. Like in the old games, maybe a whole new chain wyvern type. But get this. The fan speculation is wild.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Elder dragon potential.
Bingo. Some think it might transform, like Gormagala did. Imagine fighting something and then it just becomes an elder dragon mid-story. The stakes shoot through the roof.
That raises the question then. What kind of creature is so unique, so powerful, its basic nature is a major plot point? That's clever. Builds massive curiosity about its real power, its origins, its role in everything.
So we have Archvail as told enigma. But then there's this other concept. Extinct species. What's that about?
Yeah.
Takuda said it's not like a biological category.
Right, it's more like monsters thought to be extinct within the game's world anyway.
Okay. But why is that significant?
Well, it immediately builds this incredible curiosity, doesn't it? And raises the stakes. It suggests the past isn't dead. Things we thought were gone might not be.
So fans are hoping for old favorites to return. Like really old ones.
Some are hoping for powerful origin species, maybe, or super tough variants of classics we haven't seen in ages. And there's that specific mention of Zoshia.
Ah, yeah, the one that mysteriously returns.
Exactly. After being thought extinct, that adds real tension to the idea. Makes you wonder what else is lurking out there, forgotten, ready to disrupt this new world. It pushes you to question what you even know about this place.
And speaking of returning classics, Yian Kut-Ku.
Haha. The OG bird wyvern.
Total fan favorite. Looks kind of goofy like a big chicken, but those fireballs and pecks are no joke. How do you bring back something that iconic? Make it feel fresh?
That's definitely a challenge. Takuda even mentioned it's getting harder, avoiding overlap with newer monsters.
Yeah. But the new tech helps.
Exactly. The new high-spec hardware lets them try new ideas while still keeping it true to the core Kut-Ku concept. And here's a cool detail that adds a new tactical layer.
Oh.
Kut-Ku flocks will actually have individual differences, including bigger, meaner alphas.
Whoa, okay, so it's not just one Kut-Ku, it's a dynamic flock with leaders.
Seems like it. Changes the whole encounter. You're managing a group now. It shows how they're constantly trying to evolve things, push the monster behavior, make even familiar fights feel new.
That's pretty cool. We also heard a little bit about apexes of each environment. Kings of their ecosystem, basically.
Adapted to rule their specific biome.
But the interesting note was they don't cause weather changes.
Yeah, and that little detail. It really hammers home the ecological focus of wilds.
How so?
It means these apexes are top dogs because they adapted to their environment, not because they magically control it like some elder dragons might. Nature rules, and they thrive within it.
Gotcha. So it reinforces that feeling of a natural, interconnected world.
Exactly. Monsters are part of the system. It raises the stakes for you, the hunter, too. You need to understand the environment, the weather, the terrain, just as much as the monster, because those are real natural forces you have to deal with.
Okay, let's pivot to the bigger story here, because this is where the stakes seem to, really escalate and we get into the core themes of Wilds. It starts with this character, Nata.
Right, the mysterious boy from the Forbidden Lands.
His story kicks off with an attack by Archvail, the White Wraith. And this somehow starts unraveling the history of this ancient Wyverian civilization.
Hints of a technologically advanced past.
A past full of brilliance, maybe, but also big mistakes.
And this is where the stakes get truly enormous. Not just for Nada, but for the whole world. These Wyverians, right? They built something called the Dragon Torch.
The source of infinite energy sounds risky.
Extremely risky. And this Dragon Torch powered the land spine, this network distributing energy everywhere. Sounds great on paper, like unlimited progress.
But infinite power rarely ends well in these stories.
Almost never. There are always consequences. And that potential for disaster, it just builds immediate tension. What went wrong with the Wyverians?
Well, we find out the Dragon Torch was misused. Badly.
Ah, there it is.
And it wasn't just minor glitches, it caused ecological imbalances, massive ones, and led to the emergence of guardian monsters, including Archvail.
So Archvail is tied directly to this ancient tech failure.
Seems like it. The whole narrative digs into these big themes.
Yeah.
Coexistence, legacy, and, yeah, the potentially devastating results of unchecked technology.
And this connects back to Zoshia, right? That supposedly extinct monster.
Perfectly. The lore suggests that this misuse of the Dragon Torch's energy is why Zoshia came back. The guild thinks Zoshia can literally revive itself from just a fragment, as long as there's a suitable energy source nearby.
Okay, stop. That's terrifying.
Right. An effectively immortal monster, tied to this unstable power source.
That ramps the stakes up incredibly high. It introduces this cycle of destruction that seems impossible to break, huge tension there, and a massive ethical problem for the guild and for you.
So what does the guild do? Faced with its immortal threat powered by the Dragon Torch. This is maybe the most shocking part.
Do they shut it down? Seems like the obvious move.
Nope. They decide shutting down the Dragon Torch would cause more problems for the region because everyone relies on its energy now.
You're kidding, so they just leave it on, knowing it brings back Zoshia.
They leave it on, and you, the hunter, get assigned an endless job. Wash over Zoshia's nest and slay the monster whenever it returns, while the guild keeps studying the Dragon Torch.
Wow. Okay, that completely redefines the hunter's role, doesn't it?
How do you mean?
Well, the narrative tension just peaks there. It forces this really meaningful conversation about your burden. It raises that critical question. What does it mean to be locked in this endless fight against something you can't truly beat as long as the root cause exists?
You're not a hero winning a final victory anymore.
Exactly. You're not a conqueror. You're like a custodian. Managing this perpetual crisis caused by ancient mistakes. Fighting the symptoms, not the disease.
Managing an infinite threat.
Yeah. It forces you to grapple with the consequences of technology, of intervention on this huge scale. It's way beyond just kill the monster. It's an ongoing ethical weight.
Okay, let's switch gears. How does this all feel to play? Navigating this dangerous, complex world. That Fextra Life review mentioned the new map, huge plus, but also created constant FOMO.
Ah, the fear of missing out. Yeah, I saw that.
Apparently, because the world is so dynamic, camps could get wrecked, big monster events could spawn, even while you're just back in town trying to craft gear.
Which raises a really interesting design question, right? It sparks this conversation. How do you make a world feel alive and unpredictable?
Oh, without making it stressful or annoying.
Exactly. It's great for multiplayer, keeps things fresh,
Right.
but for solo players, maybe they miss those old safe hubs where they could just prep in peace.
Yeah, the review said the constant notifications about events felt like pressure, like go hunt this special thing now, even if you didn't need it.
It's a tough balance. Immersion versus player convenience. How much dynamic pressure is too much? It's a key discussion point in game design now.
I can feel that pressure just thinking about it. Okay, on to combat. The heart of Monster Hunter. Big new mechanic, in-combat wounds.
Tell me about those.
If you hit a specific spot enough, the monster's hide actually breaks down visually, becomes an open wound, and that spot takes way more damage.
Okay, I like that. Rewarding precision.
Totally. And what's really fascinating is how you exploit it. Once a wound is open, you use a focus strike, L2 plus R1.
And what does that do?
Big damage, obviously, but it also slows or flinches the monster, gives you extra materials, fills your weapon gauge faster if you use, say, a longsword.
Right.
And it can even trip the monster, giving you a huge opening.
So it adds this whole tactical layer. Aiming for wounds, timing that focus strike, creates a really satisfying rhythm. Makes those precise hits feel super impactful. Forces you to really learn the monster's anatomy.
And there's more. A focus mode for easier targeting of specific parts, and the slinger is back, but better grabbing items, triggering rock falls or whatever.
Sounds like a lot of new tools in the toolbox.
Definitely. It all speaks to Capcom really trying to refine that core hunt. Reviewers mentioned fluid motions, feeling less clunky, smoother controls.
Which is always welcome in Monster Hunter.
Right. And improved monster AI, better move sets. Apparently even small monsters will smartly swarm a big one if you pin it down.
Adds to the chaos. It shows that push for more responsive, dynamic combat. Keeps you guessing, makes you curious about what new tricks the monsters have.
Okay, one of the absolute biggest changes, though, weapon versatility and the new Seikret mount.
The bird thing?
Yeah.
Successor to the Palamute.
Exactly. All 14 weapon types are back, but they're all enhanced. New moves for everything. Dual blades get better demonization. Sword and shield can attack while guarding now.
Oh, that's useful.
Great sword charge attacks hit harder. Longsword spirit gauge has new tricks. Hammer stun better. Hunting horn buffs are more potent. Lance guard is even stronger. Bowguns have more mods. It's a lot.
The huge upgrade across the board.
Yep.
But the Seikret, what's the big deal there?
Get this. The Seikret has a weapon holder,
Yian.
meaning you can carry 2 different weapons out into the field and switch between them instantly. Just press right on the D-pad.
Wait, seriously. Switch weapons mid-hunt.
Mid-hunt. On the fly.
Okay, that changes everything. That raises a massive question. How does that flexibility alter your whole strategy, your planning?
Right. Start with a hammer for KOs, switch to dual blades for elemental damage when it's down, or maybe a bowgun for ranged, then swap to lance if it gets too close.
The possibilities, wow. For adapting to weaknesses, for different phases of the fight, for multiplayer combos, that offers insane variety. Huge curiosity builder right there. What new strategies will people come up with?
And for players who found past games maybe a bit daunting. Wild seems big on accessibility, learning from world success.
Quality of life stuff.
Lots of it. Seikret can auto-run you to objectives. More obvious environmental clues. Helpers, like bugs giving you cool drinks in hot areas. Smithy recommendations for gear. Quick cooking in the field.
That all sounds good. Reducing the friction.
And the customization is apparently off the charts. You ready for this? 140 quick swap loadouts for weapons and armor.
140.
Yep. Shareable online too. And 80 item pouch loadouts.
Okay, that's wild. So you can literally have the perfect setup for every monster ready to go with one click.
Pretty much. Huge time saver. Makes it way easier to prep without sacrificing depth. Very welcoming.
But what about the challenge? Monster Hunter's gonna be tough, right? Reviews mentioned moderated difficulty, monsters feeling less spongy?
Yeah, that came up. Still a difficulty curve, still gear progression, but maybe the baseline isn't quite as punishing. One reviewer, a vet, said they cleared hard quests under 20 minutes, got all materials in like 60 hours. Sounds faster.
Interesting. Is there a reason for that nerf, maybe?
Seems like it. It might be down to the new NPC hunters.
AI companion.
Yeah, who answer your SOS calls, even when you're offline. And apparently they're good.
Like actually helpful, not just distractions.
Described as quite powerful. They heal you, set traps, warn you, pull aggro, even wait for you to decide slay or capture. A real boost for solo players.
Okay. So that makes sense. It's a deliberate choice to make solo play smoother, more supported, making it welcoming, but hopefully without losing that core challenge veterans crave. It's a meaningful evolution in design, trying to broaden the appeal.
And we gotta talk felines. Palicos and wilds are apparently the smartest and most powerful they've ever been.
Yeah.
Clutch heals, traps, even hilarious contraptions.
Love those little guys. Always saving my bacon.
But there's a catch this time, a change that some found heartbreaking.
Oh no, what did they do to the cats?
No feline cooks.
Hey, what? No cat kitchen,
Right.
no pre-hunt meal animation.
Gone. Now you get meals by getting invitations from villages. They give strong, hour-long buffs, but yeah, no cat chefs. And the invites can be random.
Huh. Okay. I can see why that'd be heartbreaking for longtime fans. It's iconic. It raises that interesting point, you know? Balancing new systems with beloved traditions. Sometimes even small changes hit hard. Makes you curious what other little things might feel different.
So, zooming out again, Wilds sounds like it's really built for multiplayer, for that endgame loop of endless exploration and hunting together.
That's the core DNA, right? Shared challenge.
But, crucially, it is soloable. No hard multiplayer wall stopping you if you prefer to hunt alone.
Which is important, and the online side sounds solid.
Yeah, reviews praised it, everything working as expected, no lag, even cross-platform, which is huge.
Cross-platform from day one, PS5, Xbox, PC.
Yep, and the system sounds more forgiving than World. Adapts party size if someone drops, quick matchmaking at different points in the story or HR levels. It's all about fostering that bigger community.
Makes sense, uniting the player base.
And Capcom's not stopping at launch. They've got this ambitious post-release roadmap. Regular event quests, DLC, new materials.
Keeping the world alive. That builds that good kind of tension, right? Anticipation, knowing there's always more coming. More monsters, more gear, more reasons to jump back in.
We already saw examples like that Blossom Dance Festival back in the spring, and Title Update 1 in April.
Which added Mizutsune, beautiful monster, and Zoshia.
Right, tying directly back into that whole extinct species narrative arc we talked about, and the Grand Hub for multiplayer.
See? They're actively evolving the world, keeping players curious, feeding that loop. It's smart.
And clearly, it worked. The launch was
Wow.
massive.
Understatement. Over 8 million copies in 3 days.
Capcom's fastest-selling game.
Ever.
Plus all those awards at Gamescom: Most Epic, Most Entertaining, Best PlayStation Game, Best Trailer, nominated for Game of the Year.
The reception was just huge, and the consensus seems pretty clear.
Which is
Praised for the combat, the world design, the story depth, and for nailing that balance. Accessible for new players, but still depth and challenging for veterans. Plus, that whole ecological focus really resonated. It just feels richer, more impactful, a worthy evolution.
So wrapping up this deep dive. Wow. It's clear Monster Hunter Wilds isn't just another sequel. It feels like a really ambitious, maybe even transformative step for the series.
Perpetual evolution.
It's a game trying to deepen that connection, right? Between you, the hunter, and the world itself, making your actions feel like they actually matter.
Yeah.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway here? What does this all mean as you head into the Forbidden Lands?
I think it means you're entering a world that genuinely respects your time, your investment, your curiosity. It's offering potentially thousands of hours of really solid gameplay.
That classic addictive loop.
That loop, yeah, but polished, smoothed out. More welcoming, maybe, but still fundamentally Monster Hunter. It challenges you with incredible monsters, sure, but also with the weight of your own role. Those ecological impacts, those narrative consequences, the ethical questions.
It's asking more of you than just hunt this.
Definitely. It presents these complex situations, these evolving dangers, these moral gray areas.
Which leaves us with, I think, a really provocative final thought for you to mull over. As hunters in wilds, you're walking this fine line, aren't you? Predator, but maybe also protector. Pushing forward, but maybe needing to preserve something too.
That tension is palpable.
So in these forbidden lands, faced with monsters that cheat death, and ancient tech that warps nature, what responsibility actually comes with that power you wield, the power to hunt? And how are your choices, hunt by hunt, going to shape the future of this incredible, dangerous, living world?